All right.
Let's just do a fake intro.
We could just pretend like we're going to do an intro and just not do one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the unscheduled event.
We could have titled this the no intro show. My phone just went off, so I'm guessing we are live, so we're good to go. I'm going to just blame Poe. Poe always makes the intros. I told Poe yesterday we were doing this show, and I even wore the shirt he got me and everything, and he just didn't make us an intro. So everyone put a thumbs up in the chat if you think Poe's a dick, because that's what I'm running with.
There you go. There you go.
All right. I don't know if he's still here, but I saw Kaos was here. First man in the chat. And,
Pongster.
Hey, there's Pongster. So good to see anyone that's in here. We're doing kind of a surprise edition in the middle of the month. And Greg and I said, let's do some stuff because there's been some changes with ZACCARIA Pinball. And so we decided let's go live. And Mike and Poe had plans already, so they're not going to be here for this one. It's just me and Greg. You're stuck with the two of us. So
yeah, I think you guys might remember that I think it was the last episode we did, the September episode, first of the month. I made a comment about there's some stuff coming up that we can't talk about, and that's kind of where we're at tonight. Is we're going to talk about, and I pulled my own stunt by doing that. I always hate that when people tease you like that. I know something, but I can't tell you. Well, then why'd you mention it? Well, so you can send me one of those. Greg's a dick thing too, but that's where we're at. Is we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight because it's gone. I won't say anymore. I'll turn it back over to Bart. We do want to talk too about the Joker's here. We do want to talk some unfinished business, but I'm going to turn it back to Bart.
Yeah, you pretty much said what I was going to say with this. We kind of hinted in the last show, Greg and I and Derek also, we were involved in the big beta testing for the new ZACCARIA Pinball updates, and we were under lock and key, so we had some information that we were dying to talk about, but we couldn't, and now it's gone live, so anyone can get it, and therefore we're free to talk about it. As a matter of fact, I talked to someone from from ZACCARIA Pinball this morning, and he gave me the thumbs up that we can talk about it live on this show, so we are good to go. Greg, did you finish the Blue's Clues movie on his YouTube?
I did not get a chance to finish it. I did start it. I've had a lot going on, and I plan on probably won't talk about it much tonight. I'll, this is just kind of a special edition. I will make sure I watch that and put out some links for you on your channel. And right there, you can see his name up there, Pongster's Entertainment. Check him out. Good friend of mine. I'll give him the plug now. He's put up some new content, put up some music that he's created on his own. Great young man. Check him out. So check out Pongster Entertainment here on YouTube, and we'll talk more about that when we have next month's show. So
nice. All right, and I see Poe is here. Poe is here. So Poe, I don't know if you saw the very beginning, but we said let's see some thumbs up in the chat for people that think Poe is a dick, and Kelly was the first to jump right on it. So we know where she stands. But before we get into the ZACCARIA, now that we've teased you once again, as Greg mentioned, we should go with some older business and talk a little bit about some Zen Pinball before we get into the ZACCARIA news. So, Greg, what do you got for us?
Well, I just got a quick video. Been doing on the show once a week. I start a tournament on Sundays, and they end. They're 5 days long. Since I switched over to FX3, trying to get more people involved, FX3, most people got all those tables. They won't let you pick 7 days or 7 days. They got 3, 5, so they're 5 days running. We've already had 2 this month, and I started the third one today. They're kind of themed. I went along the same theme line. So I just did a quick video about it, and if it looks like it's getting too long and boring, Bart, we'll just kill it. But here's... Bart can go ahead and show that video if he wants of this week's the show's FX3 pinball tournament. You do 4 weeks. You get points for participation, points for where you place. At the end of the month, I announce a winner. And there's no prize, but you get a lot of bragging rights. So there you go.
All right, here goes. I think.
Okay, everybody, it's week 3 of September's FX3 tournaments. We've already done Indiana Jones, we did Fallout, and now we're going to do Doom. Trying to keep in line, I think next week I will do Skyrim. So let's pick Doom. Let's pick 5 days. Close tournament. Create and play. Password G.Parker. Create and play. So let's see what we can get doing. I can hear Cheryl up there messing with the dog. I guess she's being a good girl. Okay, here we go. Doom. Week 3 tournament for September for the show.
I believe in
let's
honesty,
see.
especially now, in what will be your final moments in this world. This cannot be allowed to be respected. It would ruin everything.
Here we go.
Ball sing.
Oh, I forgot about that on launch.
The Lazarus Lab. Find your way through the portals, and I'll tell you more. That was
What happened?
unexpected.
Can you play the audio on the fan?
Access granted.
There you go. Hey, I just wanted to explain it. I'm not going to make everybody sit here and watch the whole game. I thought I'd just talk over this, though, and tell you real quick. I did try to theme this. We did, I'm trying to do like Doom and all those that came from Bethesda. I think it's Bethesda Studios or whatever. And I started out with Indiana Jones. So I was trying to keep that all in the same. So next week will be the other one I mentioned in there. Now I'm drawing a blank as which one, but it's going to be one of those Bethesda Studio games for the table next week. So that's all. That's all. Really, you're going to see me score terribly here, and I'm so excited about the Zaccaria stuff. You can kill that video, Bart. I mean, it's no fun watching me play.
All right. Yeah, it's funny because you said what the next table is, and I'm drawing blank too now. I guess 'cause we're moving. Yeah, there you go. We're already mentally moving on to Zaccaria. And I do want to mention while we're just to finish up with the Zen stuff, last week's tournament, I know you posted the scores on our Discord for the last one, and I'm just glad I got a top 3 finish.
Yes.
Derek came out on top again. Derek's on fire with some of these, and Greg came in second, and I came in third. So, yeah, we're hoping to get a little more participation in these FX3 tournaments. Anyone can play it on any system, so jump in there. So, hey, Mike, how's it going?
Hello, Mike. Calvin Wong's here. Mike, Kelly. Oh,
Post here somewhere. He was laughing earlier.
There he is. Well, hey, let's.
I've played pinball FX3 on the Switch before. It's pretty fun. It is fun. It is fun. Get in on these tournaments. Get in.
Yeah, and you know, just a FYI, Bart, I screwed up and started that tournament on the Switch, and it worked. I could log in with my PC, so I could find it with my PC. So I was always trying to set. Now we assumed that you had to set them up with a PC and then a Switch could find it. But anyway, that's the nice thing about using FX3 is you can use your Switch and still involve yourself in the tournament. Right. And plus, it's been out longer. People got the game. So.
Right. All right. So that's the old news. So now we can get into the new news. Zaccaria Pinball had a huge update. And like we teased in the beginning, Greg and I were able to be part of the beta testing for this, and it was pretty cool. There were some knuckleheads in that beta test that we had to try to, get past. But overall, the people with ZACCARIA that I dealt with directly were really nice and pretty, it was neat. And we were in direct contact with a couple of people that were from Zen, and I talked to one Zen. I keep wanting to say Zen because I'm so used to it. From ZACCARIA, Magic Pixel. And sorry if they're watching this. I get confused sometimes. But yeah, so here, let me go ahead and share those screens that I was showing you before, Greg, because this might be a good place to start.
Sure. Let me just say something real quick about that beta thing. I got involved in it too, and one thing I got to say to I almost said it. The ZACCARIA is you mentioned some people being on there. There's always those guys, right? Those guys that want everything, and there was that. But I got to throw out those guys from ZACCARIA for listening, being as patient as they could with some people. But I think the thing I liked the most about it was the fact that they did really. Bart said a couple things that we seem to have a good rapport. Bart and I seem to have a real good rapport with them. We actually private messaged the guy that was the head of this, and he responded right back to us. He actually watched Bart's video that he did yesterday. So if you watched Bart's video yesterday, you'll probably already know a little bit about what's going to go on. But I just want to throw a hats off to the people from ZACCARIA for doing the beta and for doing it as well as they did by communicating over their own Discord channel. And I was just really impressed. Really impressed.
Yeah. Me too. It was really neat. So, all right. So let me show you this here.
Well, you're showing that. I got somebody ask me a question. I step out for just a minute. I'll be right back.
All righty. So when you first log in, I'm going to pull the chat down so this is bigger a little bit. But when you first log into Zen or ZACCARIA, I did it again. When you first log into ZACCARIA Pinball, this is what you used to see. This is the old style user interface. And now, if I can find my mouse over there, boom. This is what it looks like now. They've changed it up where I got to remember that my mouse has to be on that screen over there for you guys to see it, I think. It does have all the menu items up top here, but they got all the different table types, retro, remakes, deluxe, all that stuff down the side. They've revamped all of these little icons for the different tables. This is just a screenshot that I grabbed off the internet of the menu, the UI in the beginning. But yeah, they really revamped that. Now I got to get back over here and see how I can make this smaller again. Bring me and Greg back up if Greg's back. How do I get rid of this thing? Get rid of that. There we go. Greg's still not here. But yeah, they revamped that whole UI. It looks really good. It works well. I can't really see when it's on this thing, but it has all the main stuff that they always did have, and but it also has. How do I get this off of full screen so I can drag it over here? I don't know. It also has tournaments now, which is a huge thing. Zen kind of had the corner of the market on that tournament stuff, but not so fast. Now ZACCARIA Pinball added tournaments. So that to me is a huge deal. And at the same time, they also released another new table. So I lost count now. Is that 7 or 8 different tables that have come out this year from ZACCARIA? And it's another deluxe table. What's it called? Stars Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny that was in my video that I did. I didn't even know that table had come out until I saw there was a tournament for it. And then I was like, oh, so the first time I ever played the game, I was in a tournament. And I was still in the top 2 at the time because it was just me and the guy who created it at that time. It was an hour after release about, so I jumped in it quick. But yeah, it looks amazing, and it has all the old features that we do, growing to know and love. The multiplayer, which has always been a blast. Greg and I have played that multiplayer and phone called each other. And I tell people all the time, when I'm on my cabinet and Greg's on his cabinet, when it's his turn, I'm watching his gameplay on my cabinet. When it's my turn, he's watching mine. We're talking on the phone, and it's almost like we're at the same arcade playing pinball together. It's a really neat way of playing multiplayer. That's in this one as well. They carried that over. What else is in there, Greg?
I found something new. I found something new today that maybe you don't even know about yet. I don't remember him talking about it, but you're going to see in a little bit. I did start a tournament on there. We're going to do a video about it here in a minute, but if you're looking at the high score, the leaderboard, right, of the table, I found a little icon next to somebody's name, and I clicked on it, and I think it's showing me the playback of their gameplay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to experiment with that. I'll have to do, one of us can select to do a video about it, or we can bring it up together, but I clicked on this button and I saw the gameplay. I thought, oh, wait a second. Did that start me in the tournament competing against this guy? So I started hitting flippers. I said, well, it's not flipping when I'm flipping. I looked, I said, then I realized when I moved my mouse on the machine, I said, oh, there's a fast forward and a pause.
Please welcome to the stage, Dr. Ben Carson.
Wow.
What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know what. I was watching YouTube.
We're live and he's watching other videos. But,
I had that on before I came down here. I was watching something on YouTube, and I don't know why. I paused it, put my phone down, and it started playing.
Yeah. Well, that is a cool feature. And I think I remember hearing something about that now that you mention it, but I never delved into that part. But it does kind of follow along with the bots thing. Have you messed with that? Where you can play against the computer. So you can start a 2-player game and set up a computer-controlled player, and you can play against the computer. So you play your ball, and then the computer plays. So if you're like, someone like Mr. Poestyle or Mike's Gaming Gala who don't have real friends to play with them, they can still play a multiplayer game. But yeah, I think he's saying this would greatly, talking to Mr. Poestyles, they really only need to bring it back to consoles. All right, well, I guess, unless you had more to talk about that playback, since Poe brought this up, I will give, I think that kind of segues into the information I got today directly from our good contact there at ZACCARIA Pinball. I specifically asked him about consoles. I said, hey, Greg and I are going live tonight, and I've had people ask me, are these updates and all these brand new tables going to end up coming to the Switch? And hey, Polo's here. Yeah, looks like Polo's been playing the monthly challenges. That's another thing, all those challenges and stuff. But so I asked him about the Switch specifically, and he said what the plans are, the roadmap, as it were, is they're going to keep doing a little bit of tweaks on this new release, because it is still actually a early access program. They've never actually done their full release. It is still in early access, and they're going to do some smoothing out, a couple more small updates to what they release now, and then they're going to do the official release on Steam, and then immediately after that, they're going to start working on consoles and the mobile app. So they plan on coming out on all the consoles, coming out on the mobile. Now I texted this guy on a Sunday morning. So I didn't want to pick his brain for too long. So I didn't ask him any of the questions that I may ask him in the future. Like what is there going to be interplay? Can we set up a tournament and then anybody can play in all the, like it is on Pinball FX and that, where the other consoles can play. I didn't get that far because I didn't want to bother the guy on a Sunday. But he did say, as soon as they get this finalized, there's going to be some huge updates coming for the consoles that include the new deluxe tables that they've been releasing also. So
it's almost like Zen. Any of you that have been playing ZACCARIA Pinball on any device, it just seems like it was there ever since I got into this. ZACCARIA has always been there. I've always enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the pricing. I've enjoyed the games. It seems like they have a lot more ding-ding tables. But that was it. It was stagnant. And Zen Studios was coming out with more and more and more and more, and then all of a sudden you started seeing, Bart and I started noticing they were upgrading things, and then this beta thing came along. And I'm telling you, there's going to be there you go. You had the F kind of covered for a minute.
Right. It changes the whole thing.
Yeah, it changes it all. But they just changed the makeup of the whole thing. When I first saw it, I thought, wow. But Bart, you already showed when I was off the comparison of the two screens. Did you already show that? Yeah. The UI when you first load in. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things, and there's some stuff that they don't have that I wish they had. But even in the beta testing, I kind of kept my mouth shut. I felt like these people were building this thing from the ground up. They even admitted that this is a whole ground up, and I didn't want to be petty with little things. If I saw something that was wrong and it wasn't working right, then I'd report it. But for the most part, I just tried to give them some positive, conjecture on the whole thing, and because people were mad because if the tournament ended at 6:00 on Friday night, what happens if their wife called and they couldn't finish the game? Right. Well, yeah. Tough bazookies. I don't want to try to keep it cleaner, but tough crap. It's just the way it is. What? So there was a big argument over that and a few other silly things, but I'm just ecstatic of what they did and how well they did it. Yeah, that one particular got me too. That's the one that prompted me, because usually all that petty stuff, I just kind of ignored it. But when they got to that, well, what if I had to pause the game and then I didn't get back, and what if this happened or that happened? What if I'm playing a really long game and it runs over the time? It's like, and I said, well, I kind of feel like you should make the time to get in the tournament, or you don't. I don't think they should make these special rules. And that's when ZACCARIA contacted me and said, hey, thanks for jumping in there and getting involved in that. And I said, yeah, like you were saying, I think you guys are doing a great job, and you don't need a bunch of chuckleheads telling you, well, add this and do that. But having said that, stuff like this, Calvin put in there, did ZACCARIA listen to you regarding future pinball tables? At first, when I read that as future pinball tables. And I'm like, oh, no, he means pinball tables in the future, not the program Future Pinball. Having realistic number of flippers and designs like real pinball machines. They have toned that down. A lot of the newer deluxe tables, and it was because of players, those of us that play the games, and they do listen. They are very good about listening to what people said. And, some of those deluxe tables in the early years that had 17 flippers all over the board, I think the newest one had the main two, and then it just has the two little upper play fields, and there's two flippers in each of those. But there's only two main flippers. It's not overloaded. And I think they did listen. That was based on players' suggestions, not to get too crazy with that stuff. But so I like them for that too. They do tend to listen. Let's see. ZACCARIA needs to migrate from OpenGL to Vulkan. Yeah, they could do some stuff. I'm not too familiar with all the ins and outs of the different
engines and stuff that drives all that stuff. But all I know about Vulcan is I think X-Plane uses Vulcan. But yeah, I think they're doing a great job with this stuff, and they do listen, and they listen to people in that Discord, even though I didn't participate as much because, you know, when they were getting weird about petty and stuff, but they would respond to people with, yeah, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing that, and all that stuff. So I think Zen needs to watch out, because Zen has been on the King of the Hill. You know, they've been the for digital pinball. You really only have Pinball FX, some version, or going to VPX or something like that, or playing some of the older ones, Pinball Arcade, which they don't do anything anymore. You know, all those other places pretty much faded out. And I think the last 3 years, Zen thought, hey, we got this. Someone's going to have to knock us off of this hill. And ZACCARIA is now saying, all right, we'll do that.
I've always said competition's good for the consumer. You know, it makes the other company think and work harder, and I think it also can affect pricing. And that's one thing I will say is that, well, you tell them, Bart, I watched you do it yesterday. You started to play a table. You realized you didn't own it because you didn't know they'd come out with that one as a new one. But tell them what you paid for the table.
Yeah, it was $1.64 plus tax.
Yeah.
So it came out to $1.73 or something like that, $1.71. Because
most of these real pinball cabinets around here cost you $1 a play. So you got the table that you can play now forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, as many times you want, for under $2. $2, right around $2, whatever.
Yeah, by the time you play 2 games, you've paid for it compared to what you would have paid at an arcade to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and other things to mention too is, you know, I'm not criticizing Zen. Zen's done a good job, but you know, I've seen people ask the same question before in message boards and stuff. Why are you giving us a cabinet mode? Why aren't you giving us a back glass? Everybody has to go out and either somebody's creating them all and put them on a Google server. Most of them people are freely exchanging those. But this thing, and I got to admit, the new Zen, the new FX, the adjusting of the back glass and everything, much simpler than it was in FX3. You don't have to have a code. Matter of fact, you don't have to have it on FX3 anymore. But this thing's plug and play, man. I turned it on. When it first went into beta, they told me I had to go to a special place and I had to enter a code in Steam. Enter a code that would allow me to download that version. Well, I downloaded it and started running it. And I said I wanted to go to cabinet mode. It was there. Back glass, DMD, everything's right there. Now, I got 2 screens. Now, don't ask me if you're one of these people who's got 3, 4 screens up there going, I don't know how that works, but I know for my 2-screen system, done deal.
Right. Yeah, hey, Java's here. Java is here. Good to see you, Java. And Java's the one that told me, he texted me and said, hey, it went live. It went live. So I immediately came out here, shot a video. Java's also, I got to thank you, Java, for getting, he's the one to talk to. He got involved in the beta first, and he recommended me, and they contacted me. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I got into a Reddit thread earlier today. Someone had said basically what I had said just a few minutes ago, that Zen needs to watch out. ZACCARIA is coming for him, and they think if they keep going the way they're going, they might become the ones to beat. And I just added in there because I said, yeah, especially if you play on a cabinet or if you play in VR or you want to play with friends. And then I said, I just put it in my little thing. I said, you have a cabinet? It's all ready for you. Just put it in cabinet mode, back glass, everything. Boom, it's there. You're good to go. You want to play in VR? You buy the mod from ZACCARIA. I paid $750. I got it on a sale. $750. If you pay full price, it's $15. All the tables work in VR. Every table you own instantly is VR. You want to play multiplayer? We talked about that already. You play multiplayer, you get to watch each other. Go ahead. What you got?
I want to ask you about the VR. Is that playing the same way that we kind of did the American Truck Simulator, where you can play on Steam with your Oculus headset? In other words, you can still use your Meta. You don't have to have a special headset. You can use your Meta headset if you've got one of those, or right? Yeah.
Right here. Just plug it into your PC, and you launch it in VR mode. And what's awesome for us, Greg, because you play on a cabinet as well, I plug into my PC. I play here. I put on the headset. I'm using my buttons. I'm holding my cabinet. And there's a little bit of, stand up tall and recenter, or back your head up and recenter so it feels like it's in the right spot. But once you have it in the right spot, you can switch games and all that. And I'm standing at my cabinet pushing the flipper buttons and all that stuff.
All you got is your USB hookup from your Oculus to that computer that's running that machine.
That's running this.
And then do you got to run that Oculus program? There's no other program you got to run, is there?
I ran it right through the Steam's VR. Yeah, you launch Steam VR, and I ran it right through that. Yeah, and it pops up, goes in 3. So the menu's all a big giant curved menu in front of you, and you can use your mouse to select stuff. And so I just put the cordless mouse right here on the top of the pinball machine, and I just choose the table I want to play, and it puts it there. Maybe you have to do that fine-tune adjusting and whatever to make it feel exactly right. But then you're playing on a VR table that you're holding. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's and it's just there. It's none of this, and don't get me wrong, like you said, I like Zen Pinball a lot. I like what they have, the Pinball FX VR. For the standalone, I can just be sitting in my living room, pop the headset on, and play some pinball. I would like it if ZACCARIA would do that also when they're doing their console stuff. I'd love it if they got a meta version and we could just play on the Quest natively. If you're watching, but that would be cool too. But it's just like you said with the cabinet mode. You turn it on cabinet mode, the back glass is just there. Same with the VR. You got to buy the mod, and once you have the mod, you tell it you want to play in VR, and it just works. You don't have to go and, like FX3 or all those, or FX, you could do that Unreal Engine mod thing where you could play in, but you got to set all that up, and you got to make sure it's working and tweak it and this, that, and the other thing. This thing just works. It's designed for VR. Every table you own, there's already a VR version. So
and they're not trying to sell you a VR version of every table. They charge you a small fee to have the VR, but then if you own every table they got, it automatically works. I mean, they could have tried to take advantage of that and said, plus you got to pay $1.50 for every table you want to have in VR, but they're not doing that.
Right.
And I think I read somewhere in that when one of the disputes was going on, I think somebody that was kind of in charge said, look, there's a group of us that are reviving this thing and working on it. I don't know who their ultimate bosses are or whatever, but they said it's not about the money. We're wanting to make something good. It's almost like these people that do VPX. They volunteer. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a company. I know they're in it for profit, but it seems like they're more dedicated to getting a good product out at a reasonable price, and not trying to gouge the market, which I think is what Bart's getting at. I think that's going to put a definite effect on Zen Studio.
I think so.
We've never even talked to anybody from Zen Studios except for Lars, the guy they're at a different timetable. So I reached out to him and I got a hold of the head custodian, and he came on my show one time and talked about Zen Studios from the toilet perspective. So I don't know.
Right.
My episodes.
Right. Yeah. And I should clarify, because we talked about that I paid $1.63 or whatever, $1.64 for that's because I have that platinum pack. If you buy that platinum pack that has every table that they have, then whenever a new table comes out, you just renew your platinum pack and you get the 40% off or whatever it is for that new table. Normally the new tables are $2.99 a piece, which is still a good price.
You said you don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything though, as long as you got that platinum. Did you say you have to renew it, or no? You don't. There's no
basically
renewal.
Instead of buying the table, you buy the platinum pack again, but it doesn't charge you for everything you already own. That's part of the platinum pack. It only charges you for the new table, and the platinum pack gets you 40% off. So from now on, any table they release, unless it's a specialty table, I got to say that if it's not, there are certain tables that they may release at some point that are not part of the platinum pack. But anything they release that is part of the platinum pack, you automatically get it 40% off. And that's a tip I got from Derek. So thank you, Derek, for that one.
I'm glad you clarified that, because I almost bought that one today, and for some reason I saw it was 2 something, and I thought, I need to bring that up to Bart tonight, and I forgot it. So now I know I have the platinum pack, so all I got to do is go. Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Just like you're going to purchase the platinum pack again, and it should tell you right on there, platinum pack, $1.64 or whatever it is. Yeah, so I think it's sad X Arcade only works well for Pinball FX3. Do you think they will sell a better hardware version that will run Pinball FX and M? Oh, I don't know. I don't know much about that X Arcade thing.
Yeah, I haven't been that familiar with X Arcade, so it couldn't be a good. And I know that. I know one thing. My Oculus, not my Oculus. My portable ROG Alley. It plays FX3 really good. It struggles with FX and M. It does not struggle with ZACCARIAs. Doesn't struggle with that at all. So it has it. So I think a lot ZACCARIA is maybe it's not as intensive that it needs as much computer power behind it. I don't know, but it's the only problem is when you see my next video, you will see my flippers quit working at one point, and I attribute that to the fact that I think I'm going to have to. I haven't done anything with that machine in so long. I think I'm going to have to take the control board apart and just make sure that I haven't probably just a loose wire under there or something.
Oh yeah. Hey Java, I'm thinking, and maybe Java might have typed this before he heard what. Yeah, if you have that platinum pack, don't buy the table. Rebuy the platinum pack. The platinum pack will only charge you for any tables that are part of the platinum pack that you don't already own. So if you've bought the platinum pack, so you own all of the tables, and then they release a new deluxe table, that's the only one that you will have not purchased in the past. So you will only pay for that one table. But if you go direct to buy that table and not through the platinum pack, they're going to charge you the full price. So make sure don't buy the table, buy the platinum pack again.
Because he's right, because that's what I did last night. I was going to go buy that table. And let me see if I can pull this up. Well, I'll let Bart take back over here and talk, but I'm going to see if I disconnect myself, I'll be back. But I never know what happens when I start playing with this stuff. But anyway, I looked at it. I said, well, this is full price. So, yeah, that's Bart's right. Go ahead, Bart. I'm going to see if I can find this thing here.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, that was Derek's tip. He told me about that after I bought like 7 tables for full price. Derek told me about it.
That was kind of a dick move. He's like, Poe, if you think Derek's a dick, you put a thumbs up in the comments like we did for Poe.
Right. We don't want him to feel left out. And we did invite Derek on. Oh shoot. Hey Jabba, do you want to come on and talk about this? Jabba was part of the beta. I could send you a link to this if you want, Jabba. You're welcome to come. I'm speaking for Greg at this point. Greg, you care if Jabba comes on?
No, I think it'd be fine. I'm just letting everybody know. I've got till about, I said till 7, but I got till about 7:15 before I got to bug out here. But no, if Jabba wants to come on, I'd love to have him come on and talk about it. So not a problem for me.
Yeah, let's see. How do I share the link again? I forget.
Well, see, I'm getting, that's what I'm doing here, Bart. I'm pulling up another screen here with Steam on it, and I'm trying to get it all to load. And once it loads, I'm going to let you screen share it. and I'm gonna look at the purchase of an item. Well, see, I think it's gonna take a while because I haven't run ZACCARIA on this computer, so it's having to update to the new version, and now it's really giving me fits. But yeah, send that link to Java. See if he wants to jump in here.
All right, let me see. I'm trying to. Calvin asked, has it been around for a while, or the VR ZACCARIA? It's been around for quite a while. I've had it for over a year. I don't know when they first had it, but I've had it for over a year. I'm also opening Steam up here, and
if you share this screen here, I think I get you the right screen. Yeah, that'll be it.
oh, here it is down here. Okay. Where's Java? Okay.
Yeah, I've got the screen up with the Star Phoenix on it. And I don't know. It's
I'm going to hide the chat so it gets a little bigger.
Yeah, see, the price on it is, it says it's new and it's $2.99. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the store. Let me click on. Now, what did you say it's called that I got to buy?
The Platinum Pack.
Platinum Pack. So now
For
I got to
me,
go to the.
as soon as you go to the ZACCARIA page, it always shows up right at the top, right on the main page. Yeah, okay, that's cool, Java. I get it. I know it's early in the morning. I went ahead and send you the link. You could just whatever, but I just thought I'd throw it out there since you're here. I no hard feelings at all.
You can take that screen off. Well, here, I can stop it.
Yeah, if you just go, let me see. Were you able to find it?
For some reason, I got a case of slow computer right now, but I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm getting closer. Okay. Oh, I saw the VR thing for $14.99.
Yeah, when I open it up and it shows you the ZACCARIA pinball, and then if you just scroll down, it's got the whole thing right over loop review because you already have it. The thing says always access. On mine, I have the starter pack plus, and platinum pack. Oh, you found it?
There it is. Platinum pack. Now I'm going to add to cart. I'm going to add to cart the platinum pack.
Oh, look, it's 45% off.
Now, what it's going to do is, what's it going to say? Okay. Can you see? I can't even see it too well on my smaller screen. See, it's going to charge me $1.64 now. If you see the bottom of that screen, right where my mouse is, I'd hit buy platinum pack, and it's going to cost me $1.64. All that's doing is buying me any table that's new that I don't have, and it's going to be that Phoenix. So I'm going to view my cart. And then, Bart, I'm going to unshare this because I'm about to reveal information.
I had my mouse on the thing to take your screen off just in case something popped up that we don't want to go in public.
But anyway, okay, so it says $1.64. I'm going to hit purchase. Okay, wait, I didn't click. I must agree to the terms and service for them to take my $1.64. Gee, Merry Christmas. Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you for your purchase. $1.64. I got that table that is regularly $2.60 something, $2.99.
$2.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
$2.99. Oh, so I see here. When you said put a thumbs up for Derek is a dick, Poe gave his answer. And Kelly has no sympathy for Derek. She thinks it's funny.
Well, there you go. So right there shows you how to. I'm shutting it all down now because I think it's messing with my computer. But yeah, I just bought that table for $1.64 by owning the Platinum Pack. So that's the only way to go. Unless you are, well, even if you bought a whole bunch of tables, it only charges you for what you haven't bought, right? Ooh.
Right. Coke Zero cherry flavor. Cherry. Got to get that cherry in there. Polo was asking. Yes. Yeah. Now I didn't have the Platinum Pack for a long time, and Phil Derrick told me about that whole thing that you can just add the tables one at a time. And I think it ended up costing me $22 or something like that to get the tables I was missing out of the Platinum Pack. And now every time it's just, Mike says.
See, you had told me that it was 22, and I was shocked when I first did it because it was 18 for me, and I thought, oh man, Bart's going to be pissed. Well, then I realized I just obviously had more tables than you did.
Right, you had bought a few more tables than I did, but it's worth it because you get them for 40 or 45% off for all the tables you're missing, and it's and some of those tables, I know some things are not everybody's cup of tea, like the retro tables. Those are hard to play. They're drain fests and all that, but you get 40 of them for $5. So it's like, how do you argue about that? It's like,
I'm going to illustrate something here too, real quick. $2.99, $1.60 something. I'm just going to put a question mark. So I did this. I put this here, and then I'm going to do this and this and this. And as you can see, doing this math, this Greg Vincent math, that's almost half off. Bart says 40 to 45%. There's my illustration. But I think I can safely say you're damn near getting it for half.
Yeah, it's pretty close to half price. You are correct.
Check the math.
Right. Joker had a regular Coke. Looks like A&W. That's what I used to drink. When I drank root beer, I always drank A&W. You know why I drank A&W? Because when I was in the Navy, I was an AW. That was my rate. I was AW, so I always drank A&W.
But you guys, we got a national audience here. Anybody in the other parts of the country had a Mugs Up? Anybody knew about a Mugs Up? The root beer place. You had them, Bart?
No, I've never partaken. I think I've seen them though. I think I saw one time, but I've never went in one.
There's one left in the Kansas City metropolitan area.
Oh.
And they serve these burgers, which are basically, their burgers are not hamburgers. They are basically sloppy joes or whatever. It's loose meat sandwiches.
Nice.
And I'm telling you what, and a big old frosty. They still serve the root beer. You can only drive up. There's no place to sit inside. And they got a thing that hooks to your window, and they bring out this 25-pound, I'm exaggerating, but glass mug to drink it out of.
Wow.
I mean, it's just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Greg, you got to be more careful. I got Mike's Gaming Gala saying half off like Pose Pan. You can't say loose meat while that one's up on the thing, because that's just going to encourage Mike's Gaming Gala to include that into the Pose Pants are half off and there's loose meat. So we got to stick with a sloppy Joe, which he'll probably still work into the fact that Pose Pants are half off. Yeah, Mug is good root beer. I do like Mug root beer. And root beer is always, there was a girl I knew up in, I worked with her in Arkansas, and she did not like root beer. And they'd send me over to the bank. I did all the banking for the grocery store. And, the bank, they had those dum-dum lollipop things and that they give to the kids. And I'd go over there, and I'd always get a root beer and bring it back to that girl. I was like, hey, I got you a lollipop. You son of... And then I'd give her a cherry because I knew that's what she liked. But it got bad, but the store would call me to the front at 8 o'clock when the bank opened, and everybody that was working would holler out what flavor dum-dum they wanted. And I'd go back to the store with a handful of lollipops for everyone that works at the store. It was good times. But, yeah, see, here it comes. There's the loose meat. Old trays that hooked to car doors, 1950 tech. Nice.
Yeah, that's really some cool stuff. But anyway, I think the purpose we were here, and not to talk about root beer, but the ZACCARIA, and I'm telling you what, I have not played anything but ZACCARIA. And a matter of fact, I'm getting a little short on time. Do we want to go ahead and roll that video I got real quick?
Yeah, I was just going to say, oh man, we didn't even play the video yet. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. ZACCARIA Pinball, you started the tournament, right?
Yeah. And
right.
Feel free. I got to say this real quick before we get into it. Oh, it explains it. And if not, I'll explain afterwards. Go ahead, roll it.
Okay. And just like the last one, Greg, if you get to a point you want me to cut off the sound, just say something.
Okay.
We can. Here we go.
Hello, everybody in ZACCARIA Pinball. That's right. You might have seen on Bart's channel yesterday, I think it was, he put up a video talking about the release of the new and improved ZACCARIA Pinball here on Steam. Now, it's been in beta for a while, and I got to be a part of it. Derek, Pixertorium, got to be a part of it. Bart did, along with a bunch of others. But we weren't allowed to talk about it on our channels until it was complete. Well, it's complete. It's out of beta now, and it's all set up, and they're going to have tournaments on it. Bart mentioned on his video yesterday that he hadn't set up a tournament yet, so I'm going to set up a tournament right now. Create a tournament. And you might look in the upper right-hand corner of my playfield screen. I don't know if you can see it. 2,750. I was able to import those points from when I was in beta. And you have to have points to create a tournament. So they've made it so you have to play to create. So, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I like it. I like the new interface. I think everything about it's great. Let's create a custom tournament here. Let's create one. Let's see. Total attempts per player, 3. Let's see. Can I make it where it's unlimited? Okay, there, it's unlimited. Ball count, 3. Physics type, arcade. Currently select table. Let's see. I want to see. I was looking. I thought before there was a time, but I think from watching Bart's video, you can set up how long you want it to run. But it looks like it's only running for 24 hours right now. Let's find something here to play. Let's look at the deluxe tables. And Bart played the Stars Phoenix yesterday. But I don't want to play something he's already played. Let's do. Oh, it's coming up on October. Halloween will be here soon. Let's do Spooky. Okay. Currently to select a table, Spooky Deluxe, Arcade, Ball Count 3, Unlimited Tries, and it looks like it's going to play for just 24 hours, I'm assuming. I don't see any way to adjust that. Okay, with that being said, too, there was something else I was going to mention here. Oh, if you get 10 players to join, you get 50 of your points back. If you get 25 players, you get 100 of your points back. And if you get 50 plus players, you get 120 refunded. I think it costs 100. Yeah, it costs, right down here on the screen, cost is 100 points. So let's create. And then I think you get points too, depending on how you place. Okay, now, Spooky Deluxe. Okay, now I'll have to come back because they start on the hour, every hour. So if you start, you like right now, it is, what time is it? It's about 12 Central Time. And so it won't start until 12, so you can't start them instantly, and then it runs for 24 hours. So I'll be right back. We'll let this 15 minutes go by, and we'll get this tournament started to see what's going on. ZACCARIA, thumbs up, 5 thumbs up, great interface, great everything. I'm loving it, I'm digging it, and I'll be right back. See you in a minute. Okay, we're back, and the timer ran down, and it looks like now I've got 23 hours and 55 minutes and 20 seconds left. Now, let's take a look at the screen here, the main playfield. If you're looking for my tournament, I didn't realize this when I set it up. There's a spooky tournament going on here, classic simulation. There's a classic custom 3-ball spooky tournament here, the second one down. Then there's the third one down. That's mine. Evidently, other people set up spooky. Let's see over here. They've got Clown Deluxe and Time Machine. And then, of course, you've got your daily tournament, your weekly tournament, and your monthly tournament ZACCARIA sets up. But anyway, it looks like there's no way to make them private, and there's no way to make them last longer than 24 hours right now. But hey, this is what a great improvement. I'll tell you what, ZACCARIA, and of course you can play against each other like Bart and I've done before. We'll try to do that again, where I can play on my machine, he can play on his machine in Texas, I can be here in Missouri. We can take turn, watch the other player play on the machine. It's really cool. There's just a lot of neat stuff packed into ZACCARIA. New tables coming out, reasonably priced. I'll quit going on about that. Let's hit join. We'll join my tournament here. Okay, now, players. If there's 1 to 3 players, no, if you come in first to third, and there's at least 10 to 24 players, you get 3 coins, I guess it is. 25 plus players, 5 coins. And it's all graduated down. It's all right here. So you earn by how many people you get to join your tournament. So join my tournament. Get me some points. And also you get points for playing and scoring in the top. Let's see, you can get 1 point for being in the top 16 to 25. You can get 1 point, but you still got to have at least 10 players playing. So here we go. Let's play. Confirm tournament entry. Okay, they're making sure you do this because they're making sure that, yes, you are ready to play, because this is one that counts. Okay. Spooky Deluxe. Now look, this is another thing that's very cool about this. Back glass already in here for you. Everything set. I didn't have to do any setup except when this first came on this time. I had to. There was a little slider bar you could adjust your main playfield to make sure it filled the whole playfield out. Other than that, everything worked fine. So let's launch the ball.
Mark,
let's
you
get
can
Spooky
kill the
Tournament
audio
on
on the
here.
video.
Oh,
The night has
all
just
saved.
started.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to explain a couple things. I'm not going to make you listen to that whole video. I even repeated myself a bunch of times there, but just a few things to point out. One is you get points for where you place. They're not a lot of points, and it depends on how many people are playing, how many points you get. And also, if you start a tournament, if you get enough people to play, you get points for that. So you can basically break even if you get, I forget what it said there, but so the basic thing is you want to promote your tournaments and try to get people to get into them. It does not let them make them private. You cannot make them private, which, okay, they didn't want to make them private. That's fine with me. That's, you know, on our show, we've been able to give out a password and basically just keep the group that we know and they're playing. But what the heck? I mean, it's their toy. It's their creation. They can do it how they want to. Maybe there's a reason for it. But anyway, that's all I've got. Bart, you can even take the video down. I mean, I just basically play through. I don't know. I don't think I get much more than 10 million.
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to say while it's up here, for one, spooky table, good choice, good scenery on that table. Lots of big juicy melons. Oh wait, that's a whole different table. But the back glass, like you said, it just works. Now, Greg has a widescreen back glass, right? Your back glass is 16
Yes.
by 9. Mine,
Yes.
if now I'll go ahead and pull it down here. Well, I'll just go back to this. This monitor here on my back glass is an old school 4:3 monitor. I didn't have to tell it. It knows what type of monitor. And when I load up Spooky, it looks good on my screen. When Greg loads his up, it looks good on his screen. You don't have to do, it just works. I don't know what else to say about it other than it just works. If you have a cabinet, you put it in cabinet mode and it just works. So,
The
yeah.
only thing I noticed mine did when I went to play it this last time, first time it happened, it's after it came out of beta, you know, and obviously downloaded the newest version from Steam. It did ask me one time to look at my playfield. one time. It says, please look at your playfield and check to make sure the frame is all the way to the outer edge. And you had a little bar that you could slide to make it fit. I didn't have to slide it. It was right where it needed to be. I said, it looks fine. That's it. That's the only thing I had to do. It did have some contrast adjustments you could make, but I left it on default because it looked perfect.
Yeah. And I agree with Mike here. I think the lack of a private tournament, but they're still tweaking this stuff. They didn't have tournaments at all until 2 days ago. So baby steps is how I'm looking at it. And I think they are going to take input from the users. I think private tournaments will become a thing. And if my guess is, since they have the, what do they call them? The official tournaments that aren't made by users, they have 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month tournaments. They have the ability to do longer tournaments. I think they will add that.
And that's a point.
Go ahead.
Well, that's a point getter too. I was going to point that out. If you notice how many points you get for participating in my tournament, it ain't much. But if you look at the daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments, if you can score in the top, I think it's even in the top 50, you get 100 points.
Oh, really? Wow.
Now, I'm not sure on that, but it seems to me that there was a pretty good point payout. Now, while it was in beta, I was racking up points because the whole world wasn't playing. Evidently, everybody else that was in beta sucked as bad as me. I mean, I was coming up with first and second place points. I've got 2,000 points coming in now. I was under the understanding in beta that they weren't going to let you bring those points with you. Well, when I opened it up and wanted to set up a tournament, so I already had 2,300 points. I said, hallelujah, I was glad I did. So,
yeah, I had some points also because, like you said, some of those tournaments when they first started them in the beta, yeah, it might run the whole tournament and only a handful of people played, and they weren't all that, because I had a couple of top 3 finishes. So I had some points that carried over also. And I do want to say really quick, because you brought up how in that beginning, and mine did the same thing. How's your play field look? Is this the right framing? And then you mentioned about the contrast and brightness. ZACCARIA also has a lot of customizations you can do with that kind of stuff. You can put dirt on your play field. You can put scratches on your glass. If you're playing old retro tables and you want them to look retro, you can do that. You can change the lighting. You can change the lighting in your room to be nighttime, and then the lights are all shining brighter. You'll get reflections on the glare on the glass. All of that stuff you can custom set up. And it's really amazing all the different features you can do compared to, again, the only comparison we really have is Zen, where you download Zen and you play what they give you. You can turn on the little animations or turn those off. But other than that, the table looks like the table looks. The room you're in looks like the room you're in. You have some customization to the room as far as that goes. But yeah, ZACCARIA really lets you customize your table, ball size, stuff like that. They got all kinds of customizations, number of balls you're playing, all that stuff.
See there, Poe? See, Poe, you can change the size of your ball. Something you have dreamed of since you got puberty, right?
Yeah. Probably before that. I think they tapped out about 7, is what he said. But yeah, if you like customization and stuff like that, if you want to make your tables look the way you want them to look, you want to play in the nighttime so that lights seem more brighter and glares and all that stuff, you can. I tend to just make it to where I can see good because my eyes are bad enough. I don't need to look through scratches. But if you want to do that, you can. So that always pisses Greg off, and he just leaves. But no more Tic Tacs. But yeah, and I know we're getting close to wrapping this show up because we're after 7 o'clock. I told Greg I didn't think we'd go more than an hour, and here we are more than an hour. But I am going to try, no promises, but I'm going to try to talk to my contact there that I've been dealing with a little bit between now and the next show, which the show is what, the 5th? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to say it's the 5th, but the 5th of October. I'm going to see if I can get any more info out of him as far as if they have plans to make the tournaments longer. If they have plans for what was the other thing? Oh, private tournaments. I'm going to ask them about that stuff. And
consoles.
What consoles is it going to be? Interplay, so everybody can join tournaments from any console. I'm going to ask them all that stuff, see if I can get some information, and I'll try to release that on the regular show in a couple weeks. If anyone else thinks of any questions that might be pertinent, put it in our Discord, and I'll see what he says and see if we can get some inside scoop.
And to be fair, because we have been talking up ZACCARIA, and we really didn't talk down Zen. We just pointed out the reality of the fact that, they're going to have to step it up a game notch now because there's some competition. But I'll see what I can do about contacting Lars and see what I can get. I can't get a hold of anybody in the regular office because they're on the other side of the world. It's nighttime. But the guy that cleans their toilets, Lars, I want to see if I can get him to come on and talk to us about, give a rebuttal about what they think about that. So if I'll work on getting that done too.
Nice. And Poe just put this up and reminded me that I'll be canceling the restream for at least the next 2 weeks because we can't let that happen. We're just going to change the password to get into restream. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about all I have to talk about it. You got anything else that you wanted to sum up about it? I think we hit all the major points.
No, I think we did a good job of talking about it. I appreciate you reaching out to me, Mark, to do this tonight because I think we were on the same page. We thought, hey, Sunday nights, tomorrow, yesterday we kind of thought, why don't we do this while the news is fresh? The only other thing I can say is jump in on my tournament. Come on, I got to get at least 10 people in there to get my points back. So.
Right.
And remember, there is an FX3, so Chaos. If you're watching, I have not seen you play in that. I know you have these tables. I know you've been telling me for a long time, let's get something going that I can get on. I've been playing on FX. FX3 is here now on the show's tournament. So jump in on that FX3. This week is Doom, and next week is going to be
Fallout.
Yeah, which one did I do last week? I don't know. There's Fallout, and then there's another one.
Yeah, I don't. They'll just have to tune in.
Yeah, it'll be one of those other tables, and we'll have the results on the show next time on the 5th. So anyway, there you go. There's the Joker. Thanks for the show. See you in the Discord. Yes, Joker's there all the time. You want to know who the Joker is? We have no clue, but you can find him in the Discord.
That's right. And Jabba jumped in. Good to have you on board. Yeah. So that's all I was going to say too. Jump in Greg's Spooky. If you have the new ZACCARIA, jump in that thing. It'll end tomorrow. And get in on that FX3 Doom. You got until when is it? Thursday then? Because you made it today?
5 days starting today. 5 days, so that would be Thursday, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Monday,
Thursday
Tuesday,
or Friday.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So get in on that. That last tournament, it was just me, Greg, and Derek. So I know more of you people have these FX3. That's why we did FX3. Well, Greg did it. I just take partial credit. But that's why we went to FX3 to try to get some more people in it, play some of these tables that people have. So hopefully you get in there. We got 2 more to go this week's and then the following week. And then we'll be back for the show on the 5th. So thanks for everyone that stopped in. Of course, Joker, Mike's Gaming Gala, Poe's here, Kelly's here, Chaos was here, Jabba. Early hours of the morning, he came in here, 1 a.m. at his time. So that's awesome. It's probably 2 now. Who else was in here? That Polo was here. Let's see. I'm skipping by all of Mike's Gaming Gala stuff again. That's normal. Calvin, sorry. Yeah, Calvin was here. So yeah, anyone else that I missed, I apologize. Derek wasn't here, so screw that guy. And now he had family night, so he said he's going to watch the replay. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and play the show's outro because we didn't make anything for this one. And I guess we're out, right?
planted.